So you guys need to understand that the government, and especially that man Uncle Sam, is always watching what's going on in your pockets. This is why flossing and flexing on social media can really be what does some people in. You posted up with a brick of money, or possibly the ever popular spread, could definitely get you on the government's radar. Another thing I wanted to point out is that these government assistance programs are a lot more like signing up for low interest loans. Last year when the pandemic hit and a lot of small and big businesses alike had their backs against the wall, the government was there to provide them with PPP loans, which many people abused without thinking they'd ever have to pay that money back, and I'm sure it was a sad realization when the police showed up at their door ready to arrest them for fraud. I just hope the steak dinners and the HBO Max subscriptions were worth it. The other thing people got during this time was the stimulus, which in my opinion was very weak. $3,200 for a year-long pandemic was nuts. I think the real winners in this whole thing were the people receiving unemployment during this whole time. Many were making more than they made at their regular job, so they just decided to never go back, and I can't really blame them. That kind of slides right into today's topic though, as 8 men from Brooklyn had a dream to scam the system. This was like the Brooklyn Ocean's 11 right here. You see, what these 8 gentlemen were doing was submitting fraudulent unemployment claims under other people's identities, and then collecting all those fat unemployment checks. And between the 8 of them, they collected over $2 million in government assistance money, which by my calculations is a lot of fucking money for each and every one of them. And when they got caught, the police confiscated well over 100 KeyBank debit cards they had taken out in other people's names. The men were using these cards to funnel money into their personal bank accounts, but where they made their biggest mistake was that they didn't realize in 2021 cameras are fucking everywhere. They got caught in 4K too many times to count, whether that be on the ATM security camera, bank lobby security cameras, and even worse, a couple of these idiots dry snitched on themselves by flexing on the gram. Does it get much more smooth brain than that? And if you think they won't use this type of stuff against you in court, you are sadly mistaken. I obtained the court documents this morning, and there's individual sections for evidence that involves social media posts, with the caption reading, "Additionally, photographs of some of the defendants posted on public social media pages depict them holding and fanning out what appears to be large stacks of US currency. For example, in the photographs below, in order of appearance from top to bottom depict Carlos Vasquez, Angel Cabrera, Gianni Stewart, and Seth Golding." Which, let me just pause it right there and say those are some New York ass names. Anyway, they were all holding what appears to be large sums of US currency. And the craziest part about this whole thing is, if the dumbasses would have just worn the mask like the regular pandemic mask, they might have never been caught. So yeah, each and every one of these guys could be facing some long prison sentences for what they've done here. All 8 defendants have been charged with conspiracy to commit access device fraud. And like I said, where they really fucked up was mentioning a showing any sort of money on social media. I've never seen someone who wasn't a rapper or a celebrity, you know, someone who has a certain image to uphold, flex with their money like this. You don't see engineers with money spreads. They just show their cryptocurrency balances and shit like that. Truly though, I do feel like most of the time when a regular motherfucker is flexing their money in this way, they had to have just hit a lick. Like, bro, I know you work at Walmart. I know you ain't got it like that. Unless you just took out your whole bank account to put it on your arm, it just doesn't seem very realistic. So in general, these guys were some amateurs who still managed to go for $2 million. And I'm sure they were living their best life for the last year. And this whole claiming unemployment under another person's name is an extremely popular scam right now. I know one person who got fired and went to collect their unemployment and it had already been collected. And alternatively, I know another man who never lost his job but could tell someone had filed for unemployment under his name. You know, it's these types of idiots who are taking people's money who actually need it during this time, and they're using it to buy designer clothes and shit like that. It really is pretty scummy. But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation down below. As always, I do want to thank you guys for watching the video today, and y'all be on the lookout for that man Uncle Sam. As always, I encourage you to go follow me on my social medias. That's at JAMARI Speaks on both Twitter and Instagram. And as you guys know, there's some other news stories out here that need to get covered, so it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and I'm out. Peace!